The question is, Maharishi said that the New World Peace Parliaments that are being held this week will, quote, bridge the gap between man-made constitutions and the God-made constitution, the constitution of the universe. I have two questions. If man is made in the image of God, then why is there a gap between the constitution of man and the constitution of God? And how will the peace parliaments bridge that gap?
The difference is between the image and whose image is there. Image of God. So it's the image of God. It's the shadow of God. So there may be a lot of hidden valuables in the shadow of God, in the image of God. But the light of God, very pure, very pure. So the difference between the two has to be bridged, the gap. Parliament, we have parliament. We have been having parliament in every country all the time. This is a government. But these parliaments and great discussions and great publicity about them and this and this and this, it has not done justice to life, which in essential nature is bliss. The record of life is bliss. The experience of life is suffering. So there is something missing between the reality and how it is understood. That's why we give importance to education, to unfold that which has been lost. Instead of bliss, suffering has come to be. Suffering is a shadow, and shadow is always shadow, it's dark, 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 dark. Light is light, bright light. So it is the proper understanding. Now we have the guidance of our Vedic masters, and they tell us what the constitution of the universe spells out about life. What it spells out is life is bliss. Life is bliss. In experience, only bliss is missing. Something is not there. Therefore, we say, now dive into it. Dive into the pool of life and see at what level you find which is bliss. As if you have such a big tub, 5 feet deep tub. If on the surface if it's not bliss, dive into it, dive into it. It must be somewhere, because it is recorded. It is recorded. It is recorded in the eternal script of life. It is recorded as the nature of the self-referral consciousness. It's recorded as the nature of Atma, bliss, which is total knowledge, And what is being taught in education is very partial, fragmented knowledge. So the totality has been missed. So this has to be bridged. Man-made constitution, man-made parliament, man-made concepts to rule society, and natural law concept. It's not man-made. It's not man-made. It is sustaining itself eternally. It's not made by anyone. Natural law is nature of life. Natural law is nature of life. And it is there in the transcendental field. Rig Veda says, Richo Akshare Parme Vyoman these rishas, these laws of nature, they are in the transcendental field, parmevyoman, transcendental. And what is there in that parmevyoman, in that transcendental field? One thing is the Vedic mantras are there, Vedic mantras. And what is there in the Vedic mantras? Devata is the word. Different qualities of creative intelligence. Different qualities of creative intelligence. Different qualities of creative intelligence. Infinity. And now what happens is infinity flows. So infinity that flows is not a static substance. It's not static, it is dynamic. And how to get to that? The procedure to get to that is from getting into the unbounded infinity, getting it down from unbounded infinity to its point. Unbounded is vast. From that vastness, from that infinity, the awareness cones down to a point. And in this coning down a point, there is dynamism. This is the dynamism of natural law, from infinity to a point. From infinity to a point. This is Vedic science of natural law. Vedic science, science of Veda. Veda is knowledge, total knowledge. Science of total knowledge. Where is the science of total knowledge? From unboundedness. Unboundedness means no boundary of space and time. There is no boundary. Unbounded infinity. Pure dynamism. From pure dynamism to point of dynamism. In this is the activity of total natural law. This is Vedic science, science of the Veda, investigation into the reality of the Veda from its abstract, unmanifest totality to graspable, to catchable point of infinity. And in this point of infinity, it is very easy to be completely awake, that our awareness becomes completely familiar with this point of infinite intelligence, the point of infinite dynamism. And this is total knowledge. And this is the science of total knowledge. This is the technology of total knowledge, from unmanifest reality to its own point. So this is the story of the unmanifest, only from unboundedness to its point, from unboundedness to its point. So this science is eternal because it's not exposed to space and time. This is not exposed to space and time. That's why we say natural law is eternally ruling the ever-expanding universe. This total natural law is the nature of the point of our own consciousness. It's the point of our own Atma. And within the point is the total unbounded creativity. And to get to that is to own the total natural law. And total natural law, the phrase is, nature knows best how to do, when not to do. Infinite galaxies, moon, sun, here, there, just enormous dynamism. Somewhere there is all silence, somewhere there all dynamism. So this who decides? Natural law. Natural law, the total field of natural law. This, fortunately, has been our field. We are fond of this total field of knowledge, and we are fond of this total field of knowledge because throughout the ages, our tradition has been fond of total knowledge. All possibilities, all possibilities, all possibilities. This is our message to the world in theory and in practice. That is why we are able to achieve the supreme goal of globalization. Under the umbrella of our rule, under the influence of our unity consciousness, the world will always and always be safe, be happy, be fulfilled, be free from problems and suffering and all that. It's a very beautiful thing. That suffering is not a right thing. I'm completely aware that all sorts of theories have been floating around in the name of suffering, and you submit to God and all those nice words, but they come from the field of ignorance. They apply to the leaders of blind, leading the blind, whether it is on the level of religion or in the field of politics or economics or engineering or anything. The whole thing is a misnomer. Reality of life is simple, natural, eternally floating bliss. That's all. And what is most interesting is that a small candle light is good enough to whatever extent it can eliminate darkness in a big room. So a group of a few thousand people, that is our strength. We have launched a global campaign for life on earth to be happy and peaceful and gay and no problem, nothing, because we have understood how simple it is for everyone to close the eyes and contact his own inner unboundedness and each point of unboundedness in it. It's a very good thing. The lost is found. The lost is found, and do it quickly. It's a very good thing. The lost has been found.